To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
The magic is calling, calling, calling us. It's calling, calling, calling us to the place where all of our dreams come true. The most magical place on earth. Answer the call. Feel the magic everywhere. Bring every dream we dream to life. Share the wonder, share the light. Oh, imagine a world for you and me. Where all that we have to do is believe. The magic is calling, calling, calling us. It's calling, calling, calling us to the place where all of our dreams come true. The most magical place on earth. Answer the call. The magic is calling, calling, calling us. It's calling, calling, calling us to the place where all of our dreams come true. The most magical place on earth. Magical place on earth. Magical place on
The house. Living the magic. We're living it all over at the live place. He's got 150 to 200 family-friendly channels over there. Dean does a great job. Check him out here at the live place on YouTube. Does a fantastic job. Partner channels. Got 7 awesome partner channels. All their links can be found right on the front of my YouTube page. Chaotic Crusaders that support us. All of their links can be found on the front of the YouTube page, and all their information can be found over on the PeteMcDivittShow.com. We'll start out talking about Dan from Disney Worlders, 20+ thousand strong on his Facebook group. He's killing it over there. We're proud to be partnered up with Dan over there. We'll talk about all these amazing people throughout the show. It's going to be a good one tonight. And again, all their links for their YouTube channels can be found right on the front of my YouTube page. Executive producers, I got 6 of them that create magic from all over the world. Again, same deal. Find all of their information, their direct link to their YouTube pages right on the front of my page. We're working hard over on Facebook. We've got a group. We've got a page, whichever one you'd prefer to hit up. We'd love for you to stop on over there and say hello. We're working hard over on TikTok and Instagram, trying to bring the content and stay relevant all the way through. Our Discord is doing strong with over 200+ people over there talking Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, and more. Check out our apps. The Discord is awesome. We have membership on the channel. It's completely optional. For those who do a higher level of membership, we'll get you out one of the commemorative minted coins. Membership is brought to you by a Jean-Claire with Jean-Claire Wise Travel, being a Jean-Claire and Zoel's World. A Jean-Claire Wise Travel is an upscale travel design and consulting firm specializing in curating ultra-luxurious travel destinations designed specially for business professionals, focusing to deliver the once-in-a-lifetime experience that will create lasting memories, encompassing adventures in Europe or the Americas, luxurious river cruises, relaxing beach getaways, or detailed trips to Disney locations worldwide. A Jean-Claire Wise Travel personalizes the experience. What rich and exciting moments do you want to create for yourself this year? Well, start writing your story with a Jean-Claire Wise Travel today. We've got a P.O. Box. If you'd like to send us some stuff in the mail, we'd love to receive it. Send it over to our P.O. Box. Preston loves to open stuff, and, we love to highlight things on the shows that we've been blessed with in the mail. Our new friends are Park Hopper Choppers, but you know what? It's not a new friend. It's an old, valued resource. And by that, I say relationships are valued. And Disney Dynamics, they are amazing people. Just like so many others that support our channel, Disney Dynamics has built a relationship with us, and we want to support them and help them. They have now opened a brand new company called Park Hopper Choppers, Central Florida's best mobility scooter rental company. There's a lot more coming to this, but you can rent scooters directly through them. They'll bring them to your hotel. They'll pick them up. They've got a new service where they're going to be picking people up at the airport and taking you to your locations. A lot more to come. We're going to be talking with Chris and Mary over here with the Dynamics shortly, but I wanted to highlight more info to come. But this is big. This is big. Get your choppers from a reliable source. The ladies of the community absolutely kill it. If you see their logo up here on the screen, they're a friend of the channel. We value them so much. We encourage you to check them out. Special ladies love.
Hi there, my name is Allie from Cinder Allie Loves Disney. On my channel, I share Disney pins, items from my collection. I do unboxings, movie reviews, Disney park vlogs, and more. We have so much fun. Be sure and stop by and say hi. Let me know you heard about me from the Pete McDivitt Show. And as always, make it a Disney day.
So I'm going to be making a big announcement Friday night. There's been a slight change in our community. It still happens, still happening in 2023. We just got a little change coming. We've got some door prizes that are coming in that we're going to be talking about. Some great giveaways that are going to be going on at this event. I've already got hotels locked up, all kind of great stuff. Major news coming, a whole presentation on what we're starting with, and that'll be Friday night on the Christmas show. I'll be sharing that out with everybody. So please make sure you're checking in with that because I'm looking forward to sharing that all with you. Finally, before we get back to our guests, I want to say thank you to the one and amazing realtor that I love. If you're looking for real estate in Central Florida or anywhere around the world, it's time to reach out to Compass's new featured agent. It's Christina Whitman, delivering a modern real estate experience from coast to coast. Christina Whitman and Compass will deliver you your brand new home. The magic in Central Florida, you want to find it. It's with Christina Whitman, Compass, and the #1 brokerage in the USA. Christina is amazing. Amazing. Speaking of amazing people, I see Mel in here from the Connections. We're going to talk about Main Street Treats a little bit later on the show, so make sure you hang on because I got some surprises coming up with that as well. Guys, tonight we're going to sit down. It's time to celebrate. I'm excited. We got the music going. Look at the color of that website. That's fantastic. For a YouTube page, that is my man, Ride The Teacups. Steve, bringing you the magic. I tell you what, his graphics are phenomenal. Does a great job. We're going to get to know him right now. He is a creator from the West Coast that brings magic through all of his social media content. He's got his own website that he works off, working hard on all the other socials. And over here on the tube, you've seen him in here hanging out on some Friday nights. Tonight, we're going to get to know him a little bit better. Ladies and gentlemen, sitting down with us to chill for a little bit, it is our good friend Steve from Ride The Teacups. What's up, buddy? How are you doing?
I'm great. How you doing, Pete?
I'm doing great because I love that song and it doesn't get me hit with a copyright. That's why I love this. I don't know why.
Well,
it doesn't get me hit. It's ridiculous.
We'll take the win. That's funny.
Oh, real quick, we'll just say a quick hello. I said hello to Mel. We got Mara Memphis in here. Hey, Cinderelli's in here. I didn't even know Cinderella was here. Hey, Allie. Jesse's in here, of course. Surf Bum John. Team Snagger Whiskers. I can't believe that you're not in the boat somewhere fishing. Maybe he's watching us from a boat. Who knows? Guy's a great catfish fisherman. Paul Engel and Surf Bum John, speaking of great fishermen, we're loaded with the fishermen here tonight. Must be a slow day on the water with all these people in here. I'm excited to sit down and talk with you, get to know you a little bit. Hopefully, maybe some of the friends that are finding you tonight live or on the replay will consider giving you a follow and checking out your content. That's what we always want you to do. But the key is for people to get to know you tonight. If anybody, hey, Dan, Disney Waters is in here. If you're in here tonight and having a good time, you want to ask a question to my guest and you have a number to the studio, you're welcome to call into the studio and ask your question live with us. If you do not have the number, you're welcome to put into the chat at Pete McDivitt Show, and we'll get to as many questions as we can. Liam, hello, welcome in. I will ask, as we're going throughout the night, I'm going to drop in, guys, also. I'm trying to get the Italian Christmas video from Disney up to 100 views. We're 8 or 9 away. So if you haven't watched the La Befana video, if you could help us out and turn that on, hit it up, just turn it on mute, let it go, and help us get to 100 so we can get Casey's video shared out. So let's start out first and do the easy thing. Let's talk a little bit here about you, just in general, what you'd want to share. After you do that, we'll kind of dig into your channel, your social media, and everything we're doing there.
Sure. Well, I'm Steve. I'm Teacups, and I have a history of going to Disneyland. We live in Arizona, right next to Disneyland in California. So the park is about a 6 hour drive.
Okay.
And we went, growing up, we went as kids, every couple of years to the park. So we kind of grew up in Disneyland, which was pretty cool for a neat Arizona family, and just really love everything about the park. It is absolutely a happy place.
Okay.
And now, many years later, I am happily married, and we took a family trip to Disney with, the my mom and my dad and my sister and brother and their kids. And at that time, my kids were 3 years old and 3 months old. Pete, I took a 3 month old across state lines to go to Disneyland for the
Wow.
first time. So we're that kind of crazy.
Love it. Love it.
But
So
right.
welcome into Mike Emery. Thank you, Paul Engel and Jesse, for dropping links tonight for our guests, so everybody can find him as quickly as you can and give him a follow based on wanting to see the content. So, your love of Disney, Steve, where did that start? Did that start for you at a young age? Was it middle? For me, it was kind of in my late teens that I found it. What was it for you?
Oh no, we were Disney babies. We were Disney babies through and through. We had all of the the videos and all of the books. And like I said, I think my first trip to Disney was 1984. I would have been 4 years old. um, and we went and watched all of the Disney movies. I went to a lot of them with my with my aunt, because she loved Disney too, and Disney cartoons supposed to be for kids, so she'd bring me, so she had an excuse to go see it, right? And her kids too, and so man, it's a lifelong passion, right? There's a
Lifelong.
lot of nostalgia in Disney for me.
What is your most vivid memory, your oldest memory of everything? What would that be? Is there something that jumps out at you?
So there's a couple of things that jump out. So I'm a big people mover lover. I
Okay.
love the people mover, and I it's so awful. I cried when I got on the people mover in Disney World like 2 years ago because we don't have ours anymore, and so
Right. Yeah.
that was really big. But the Disneyland version had a spot where you would actually go through, a dark room, kind of like the world of Tron back in the 80s and 90s, and it was just the coolest thing ever. Other thing I remember from way back in the day is riding the motorboat cruise with
Ooh,
my dad. That ride hasn't been around for what 20, 30 years, something like that. But
yeah.
it was so cool to actually drive the boat through the rocks, and obviously it was all on a track. But I was 4, I didn't know, and having that as one of my really early moments with my dad and hanging out in Disney was a good one.
I love that. I love that. So let's take a second and step outside for a second, and let's talk about the fact of things outside of Disney. I know you live near California. You've been in Florida. Where have you been, and where are the bucket lists for where you want to get to?
So my wife is a big world traveler. She wants to see the world, and I think, great, honey, that's awesome. We can start in Tokyo, and we can go to Paris, and we can go to Shanghai, and we can just hit a Disney park every step along the way, right?
Right.
So I spent right out of senior year. I spent a few months with a missionary kid friend of mine
Okay.
in Kenya, East Africa. That was amazing and just life changing for me, and that was just absolutely incredible. Beyond that, I've been to, my parents tried to take us to several states, through my teenage years, and to kind of show us a little bit of what's out there. We've been to Hawaii. We spend a lot of time in kind of northern Arizona as
Okay.
kind of our travel getaway from the heat. We do Southern California. We've obviously been to the Orlando area. And I've been to Pennsylvania and Virginia and a lot of the kind of historical sites. Oddly, never been to New York. That seems like it'd be a great place to
Okay.
visit.
Okay. Cool. I like
I
that.
don't think I'd last there, but I'd love to visit.
Welcome in, Ruby Princess G. Welcome in, Dunedin, as well. Thanks for joining tonight, guys, as we go through. So let's talk about as you started to get into the YouTube platform. Okay. First, let's talk about who were some of your inspirations as you came in. Some people that you followed, be they Disney or non-Disney people that as you started your journey before you really started digging in to the whole thing, that inspired you to want to be, kind of be a part of the Disney and all community,
Yeah, no, so I enjoyed watching YouTube
right?
for many many years, but the first time I really thought about getting into it was because of our Disney trip with our family, which I'm sure we'll talk about more tonight. But when I started really thinking about starting it, I got kind of inspired by a lot of the Disneyland channels at the time. So 4 years ago, Provost Park Pass had just
Yes.
started, and so I've been watching them since roughly the Churro Challenge. Which, oh my god, if you haven't
Quite a
seen
bit
that, that's
ago.
hilarious.
Yes.
Oh man, yeah. So and Fresh Baked, and even the Disney food blogger, kind of the three that got me started on the YouTube channels that kind of drew me into, hey, this is something that I could actually do, and have a same Disney feel and be a Disney channel, but I wanted to focus more on younger families because that's what I had, and it was hard to find stuff for young Disney families, so
Right.
that's kind of the group that I wanted to cater to.
Okay. So you got into that on that way. Okay, I like it. I like it. So as let's talk for a second. Real quick. You mentioned that Disney trip that kind of inspired you. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it was an amazing trip. My 3 month old apparently travels real well, so that was a nice blessing that we weren't sure what was gonna hit. We weren't sure what was available for the kids.
Hmm.
Part of that is why I started the channel because it was hard to find resources. But we let our kids watch several of the different ride videos ahead of time to kind of know what it is that would freak them out versus what they wanted to try. My 3 year old decided that he wanted to try Splash Mountain. I'm like, well, that's great. And so we take him on, and he decides after the first drop, he does not like this and he is ready to go.
Oh
like,
yeah, you got to
dude,
finish it.
I've got bad news for you.
Yeah.
So, Pete, I have the best picture, and I don't put pictures of my kids on YouTube. I need to send this to you afterward, but it's this amazing picture up at the very top because I'm holding him. I've reminded him he's watched the videos, and so he's perfectly safe. And it's scary, but it's going to catch you. So smile because I'm not getting a shot at this picture again at this point, right? There's no chance. And so he has this amazing picture where he's smiling, but he also knows he is going to die in 2 seconds, and it's just this
Yeah.
and
Terror.
it's the greatest. I framed it on my wall. It's so
It's the
good.
same face that I still
The
do
other
every time I
really
open it.
awesome thing I'm
Same
sure
face.
it is.
Same face.
The other one that really hits was, yeah, was we had a late night, right? We were, my kids aren't in school, so we're there, on a school night in the middle of the week. This is pre-pandemic before, all the crowds are totally nuts. Like,
Right.
late on a Wednesday night, we have Fantasyland to ourselves, and my oldest is just this is where our channel comes from. He's riding the teacups over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until he runs out of adults who will ride on it with him.
Oh.
But while he's doing that, my mom is watching my 3 month old in the stroller, and she looks over, and hanging out with her head inside of the stroller is Snow White, just right there, hanging out with my
Wow.
3 month old. And she looks at my mom and like, "Oh, if you want to ride, I would love to babysit him." And her handler is actually trying to get her to go because like your time is up. She's like, "No, I'm playing with this adorable." Oh, we got the best picture. It was
That's awesome.
so cool.
That's awesome. Well,
So
that's the
yeah,
type
I,
of
I think
Disney
I have
magic.
officially shifted into liking seeing my kids have fun.
Well, that's the type of Disney magic that will shuffle you to get you to do that for sure, and it's an amazing thing. So let's jump
Yeah.
over to your channel. Let's go first to your channel name, Ride the Teacups. As you were starting to put it together, how did you come up with that plan for your channel name?
So I was inspired by my 3 year old who spent probably an hour going through. I mean, at some points they just didn't make him get off, to cycle through, except when he needed to get a new adult because somebody else was too dizzy. So I thought about other channel names. I wanted something that specifically talked about Disney family or planning or something like that, so people will know what the channel's about by seeing the title. But but man, I couldn't shake the Ride the Teacups. And my family was telling me you should really go with something different. Like, nah, man, I've got something about this. And so we called it Ride the Teacups because my 3-year-old was absolutely addicted, and there was actually an orange teacup with a kid in a blue shirt riding it because that's the representation of my 3-year-old in his
Right.
favorite color teacup.
Okay, I love it. So ties in the Disney thing. So of course, immediately when I saw it the first time I saw your channel, I was like, "Oh, this is cool. I like that reference." And as we go there, so as you began this journey, and it is a journey for all of us. It's different. The timing, the success, the levels that you hit of different things is different from every person that does it and every type of brand that does it. What was your first off? How did you come up with your plan for your platform? What was it that made you say, "I want to do this Disney stuff"? And tell everybody a little bit about what they're going to find with you within your channel.
Yeah, so my measure of success has changed since we started. But when we started the channel, I really wanted to accomplish two things. Uh, First, I wanted to have a place where parents, specifically with young kids, could find all of their Disneyland planning things in one place.
Mhm.
Planning a Disney trip across a state line for a 3-year-old and 3-month-old is stressful. We
Yes.
grew up in Disney and we had no idea what we were doing. And Disney has so many resources for parents with young kids, and we just didn't know about it. So, I got a little bit of stuff from here and a little bit over there, but I wanted just a centralized place where people could come and have absolutely everything that they needed. So that was
Right.
kind of the main goal of starting the channel. And then the second one was, I'd never done YouTube, didn't have any idea what anything was, but I was hoping to get the channel monetized and ultimately bring in enough ad revenue that our family could go like once every year or two. So those were kind of
Very cool.
those were kind of the two goals of the channel at the time.
Okay, well, those are great goals. So, obviously, with your passion for Disney, I mean, you do a lot of tell it. Well, first, tell everybody what they're going to find over there a little bit from your perspective, and then I'll kind of dig in a little bit more here to your playlist and everything you got going.
Yeah, I'm interested in your perspective because it's kind of fresh eyes from mine. But ultimately, most of the videos, vast majority of the videos, are designed specifically for you to get your kids to Disney. So lately there's been an awful lot of ride POVs, point of views, where you
Hmm.
actually ride through the ride, and those are fun. But the reason why we post so many of those is because of my kid on Splash Mountain, right? I think he survived it because he watched the drop on the video so many times before we went. Something like the Haunted Mansion was something we were just going to avoid, but my kids watched that POV before they went and just fell in love with it, and so it's one that we went on. So those type of things we want you to sit down with your kids and watch and kind of don't get overwhelmed. Especially with your young kids, there's so much stimulation. You don't want your kids to get overwhelmed, and so kind of give them an idea of what to expect, and kind of give you an idea as a parent of what rides are going to be appropriate. And then,
Okay.
beyond that, we do a lot of hotel walkthroughs so you can kind of see, what hotel rooms are
Hmm.
available and all kinds of different price ranges. Every time I go through a hotel room, I count the outlets in the room. I think I'm the only one that does that for the power outlets and USB, so really what it is to expect. You'll see, some grounds, a few maps. We did a whole series on how to get a virtual queue boarding pass when that was super super stressful to get. And so a lot of that stuff is a lot of that content
Tutorial.
is on the channel. And like
Love that.
yeah, like yesterday we just posted the Lamplight Lounge, kind of showed you the menus, some of the things to expect for kids and for adults, and gave a little peek into a secret room that nobody knows that they have. And
Hmm.
so a lot of tips and tricks, a few
Got
secrets
it.
here and there.
Thank you to Ruby Princess Cheese. She said I will check it out, and I subscried. Thank you. We
Thank you,
appreciate you.
Ruby. That's really
Uh,
kind of you.
she
Appreciate
also
it.
says her two twin daughters, 6 years old, went on Avatar. I was shocked. I wish I could have been there. Oh wow, interesting. You never
Oh,
know what
that's
the
so
kids are going to do
precious.
there. They're always out there to surprise you. Ride the Teacups with Steve can be found on Instagram. Everybody, 321 followers, 261 posts. Again, everybody's journey is different from where they're at, where they start, where they're at the previous point today. It'll be different tomorrow. YouTube over here, you got 483 going into tonight. 57,000 channel views. Started his channel officially, according to YouTube, in November of 2018. You're also featured on Facebook. You got your page over there, and you got your ridetheteacups.com as well, where people can find a lot going on. Let's take a step out of the tube for a second, as I like to do. Let's talk about collectibles. I see some ears up there behind you. I see a Millennium Falcon up there behind you, which is always cool. Talk to me, like for me, my biggest collectibles here at my home are the Jim Shores that I have. My popcorn bucket collection is a big thing here that we love to do. I would say those are my two. I love Disney art. I do have several art pieces around my house, and as I've been told by some people, too many in my bathroom, which I guess is different. Hashtag Carlos doesn't know what he's talking about. But what's some of your collectibles that you love to collect?
So yeah, I do have an addiction to collectibles, and it's bad, and I'm trying to get better at it. I've been, like I said, I've been doing Disney for a while. Like I have, Pete, I've got some collectibles, right? Like
Nice,
we've been doing this a while, right? These
old
are the
school.
these are the ones that I actually grew up with, right? So you've got an awful lot of that. Um, I am not ashamed. I still rock out to Disco Mickey Mouse, right? And so,
There's therapy for that, Steve.
so yeah, I know. People keep offering it to me. I can't imagine why. It's the weirdest thing. We do a lot of Lego building, so we love our
Oh
our Disney
yes,
Legos and things.
Lego's a great one.
You know, awful lot of that. So yeah, I would probably put it into my kids love playing with the push-ups. We've got a lot of the original cassettes that I my mom's watching. I stole them from your house. Sorry, they're at mine now. And just a lot of the old toys that we grew up with. So my kids have more than a few plushies, and as you saw, I do an awful lot of ears and hats
Everything
and
like
things.
that.
I don't know one over here
And I
somewhere.
assume
So
the Falcons on. Oh, that's a great one. I have that hat. The Falcons on some fishing line. Mel says she likes the way it's hanging there.
yeah, it's an invisible fishing line, so hopefully you can't see the strings, and it looks like there are no strings on me. But yeah, I've got it hanging up from a hook up on the ceiling, and then it can actually fly around. It ran out
That,
of battery, but the back's supposed to light up blue.
that was one of the ones I never did get when I was down. I don't know why. I just missed that one or for some reason. But that's a cool one.
Oh, I
The
knew
Falcons.
immediately that was going to be that was my Hollywood Studios souvenir. I knew before I went a couple years ago.
I don't know. I just have missed that one. It's just me. So let's jump back in here and let's talk about your channel for a second. Some of the playlists that are over there. I'd kind of like to dig into that for a second. Disney live streams. This is just a few. You have 37 playlists over there right now. Disney live streams. Let's play Planet Coaster, attractions, hotels, planning for Disney World, merchandise halls. Uh, you got your Let's Play Disneyland Adventures, Walt Disney World. As people look into your content over there, if you could just spend a couple minutes, just elaborate for us on your playlist and what all they're going to find over there, the variety across, just bullet point, that would be great.
Yeah, so I wanted the playlist specifically to be like a category. If you just want to see, what you're going to find in the various shops, you can go to the merch halls. If I had a series where I was live streaming games, Disney games on Saturday mornings for a while, and if you just wanted to see that, you could have playlists for that. I've got, if you're looking for something to watch with your family, we have a Disney Plus movies playlist, and you can just check out that. If you're looking for, how to plan Disney World and soon how to plan Disneyland, we have an actual step-by-step guide that doesn't just tell you but actually shows you these are the buttons you push on the website, this is what you're going to see, this is exactly how you do it, and that's on its own playlist too. And I the 30 some odd playlists that you found are the public ones. There's
Okay.
around 100 of them,
Oh
and
wow.
that's generally because our website ridetheteacups.com thrives off of the playlists. So
Okay.
it actually pulls live data from my playlists in the correct sections, and so that's why there are probably more than I ought to have as a channel of my size. But it's nice just to kind of narrow down the scope of specifically what you're looking for.
And some of the games that you got on there, the Planet Coaster and Disneyland Adventures, could you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, so we had a during the pandemic, we had planned a Disneyland trip as a family for a while, and then the park shut down, and then Disney World opened up after a few months, but Disneyland did not. We stayed closed like a year and a half or something just ridiculous like that, and frankly, I got sick of not being able to go to Disneyland, so I found a game where I could actually go through Disneyland. It had all kinds of, excuse the pun, Disneyland adventures. And so we brought people to Disneyland during the pandemic, start to finish. I don't think I finished 100% completion, but we certainly did everything that there was to do inside of the game, and had a lot of fun and just, kind of grew the community and chatted
Love
with
it.
people. That's where we met a lot
Are
of our
are you new
friends.
into
And
the
then the
valley?
Planet Coaster ones.
Are you now into the valley game? Are you down in the valley with all that
No,
now?
I am not. I like paying for my games once, and so I am not so much up on like the microtransaction games.
Okay,
So
no problem.
that one's not for me. It looks super fun, and for those that are in it, I enjoy watching the streams and videos of those that do it. But that is
Very
you know,
detailed, very detailed. Welcome into Park Hoppers. Thank you for joining tonight. And Christie's Corner is here as well, saying hello tonight. Jumping back over for a second with channel influencers. Who are some of the channels? And I know you're not going to name everybody, but who are some of the channels Disney wise that you kind of follow now? What is your viewing appetite? And I always ask this question of my guests because I always think it's unique when people say, "Hey, I watch this and this and this and it." One, I think it tells your personality, but two, I also think it stands the potential that somebody that you love and watch and you support may get watched by somebody else because they heard it. You shouted out. So, who are some of your support and influences?
well, I appreciate you pointing that out. If I told you all the channels that I watch, then the interview would end because we'd be out of time. So bear with me. Very sorry for who I forget,
Ten,
but it's
10 or
it's a
15.
lot. Yeah, it's a lot of we do watch an awful lot of Provost Park Pass. That guy just has so much happiness. It's
He does.
enthralling, and I love his family. And Miles, their kid, is within a couple months of my oldest, and so that I would love for them to get to say hi at some point. But we also watch an awful lot of One Little Spark. Jess and Luis are just the nicest, most wholesome people I have ever seen in my whole life,
Yeah, they're good
and
people.
so I cannot spend enough time with them, even if it's ninja watching. We had spent a lot of time with tripping with the Turners, so we always hope they're doing well. Hey, Clay and Devin and kids and everybody, if you're watching, but we miss you guys. Hope you're doing well. We love watching them when they pop up. A lot of Crazy Disney Lady. They're an awful lot of fun, and so I think those are kind of the main ones where I spend a good majority. Oh, and I watch some Florida Park Explorers, but they're usually on when I'm working, so that's a little harder to do. But those are just some of the normal hangouts where I'm in the chat, whether I'm chatting or not.
Gotcha. Dan, an influencer is someone who influences the public opinion by doing their media content, is what that is. That's what the influencer is. So, um, very cool. It's always good and unique for me to hear where people are on that. Have you done any cruises there, Steve? Is that something you want to do, or what are you caught up on that? And welcome to the
I
Sable Family Vlogs. I'm
do.
sorry.
I have actually. Oh, that's cool. Hey, oh, I love Several Family Vlogs. They are so awesome. I just finished watching one of their Character Warehouse videos. Sorry, sidetrack.
Nice.
I have actually not done a cru I watch a lot of them too. I should point that out. I love they're my weekend channel. I love you guys. But um Gosh, yeah, I'm distracted by saying more channels, but I have actually not done a cruise. My wife has done a lot of cruises when she was growing up with her
Okay.
family. I have just not, and I really do want to. We have a cruise scheduled for a year and a half out.
Oh, what are you?
My
What are you
wife and I
doing?
we're going to celebrate our. We're going to Alaska. We're going to celebrate
Nice.
our 10th anniversary on our 11th anniversary
Okay. No, that's
because
okay.
I'm bad at planning cruises.
That's okay.
But
Look, you're
we
going.
do want. Yeah, we do want to do the Disney cruise and do all that, but, my youngest is 4. I want them to be a bit older before we go and do that because I want them to have time they can remember. We would
Yeah,
love to, like, do Mexico and do Europe, but, I'm gonna need to get a 5th and 6th job before we can do that and have the kids be a little bit older.
very nice.
But we want them to see the world a lot like we had the opportunities to do.
I love that. Welcome in 5RTT. Good to see you here as well. And Sable said, very nice. They were very appreciative of your compliment. It's the holiday season right now going on. Let me ask you for you and your house. Are you a Halloween type of, as far as it goes to Disney, with the all the decorations and the whole experience? Are you Halloween family? Are you a Christmas family? Are you in the middle, like kind of my family is with Hallowismus? Where do you stand?
So yeah, so I'm a big yes on that. As far, we love the decorations. If you want me to pick the decorations of, Disney at Christmas time versus Halloween time, that I think that's a hard pick.
Mm.
I might do Christmas over, but man, I love absolutely both of them. In Disneyland on my neck of the woods, they go absolutely nuts with the Haunted Mansion overlay, with the Small World overlay, which is, oh my god, it's gorgeous. You have to do it, and doing all that. But with all of that said, I really enjoy the Disney parks during the holiday time from a distance. I really like seeing the lights, like seeing the shows, like seeing the overlays and things. But I don't like being shoulder to shoulder with every other person on the planet who is also there.
Well, you
So,
just got to go at the
so
right times. You got to pick your poison, as I try to tell people to
yep.
do all of the time. A lot of people don't get that well, and the seasonal time frame. I mean, you can find a lot of magic outside of just the the Christmas and Halloween season. You go to the parks during Fourth of July and during the Easter time frame. You can find a lot of the magic there as well. So, and I know you do get the better end of it as far as the season goes, in my opinion, because of the layovers that you get with those two rides alone over anything else, is just absolutely incredible. And it's interesting there. So I'm talking with tonight Steve from Ride the Teacups. If you're coming in late or joining us late here and you haven't checked out his channel yet, I encourage you to do that. We've already had a couple friends jump into the chat and say, hey, I like what this gentleman's speaking about. I'm going to give him a subscribe and follow his content. That's what we'd love for you to do. Steve is featured over on Instagram. He has a Facebook page as well, and also his website. Steve, what would you say is, your most valued or treasured content that you've put up on your channel from your perspective? Is there a certain video or a certain thing that you?
So yeah, actually there is, and it's not one that I would have expected, but I made that thing years ago, and I still get compliments on it. I really need to redo it and update it. But it's our packing video, because again, we want to help you get your family to Disney. And if you're taking a
Mhm.
family to Disney, I'm used to traveling for a week and like taking a bag, but like I've got a wife and kids, and I mean, oh my gosh, right? Like we need to go to Goodwill and pick up every single luggage set they have in order to in order to get there with our kids now. But there was a great video where I've I went out and scoured all the packing tips that I could, tried them all, found the best ones, and specifically showed people how to, tighten and roll up your clothes and actual sets of clothes, and hats and jewelry, and how to pack everything into a
Right.
suitcase. And on the video, I actually packed 12 full outfits on a carry-on suitcase.
Wow.
So you could do this. I need to redo that one because I still get people who are really up about that one. So that's apparently a big one. So that's, I don't know how many views that thing's got, but it's certainly the one that I've gotten the most critical feedback about. And so, that's a good feeling to know that that's been so helpful to so many
Well,
people.
feedback is a key thing. The interaction that you get with everybody is a main factor for why a lot of people do what they do. I was actually going to pull up real quick and just see if that was your top video here. I mean, let's see. Your most popular video is how to order discount magic bands at Disney with 7,200 views, followed by your point of
That
view
sounds
of
about
King
right. Yeah.
Arthur's Castle. Right behind that, then Once Upon a Christmas Disney Plus review, and then getting the most Disney reservations. So two of your top four are exactly helping people videos. That's awesome for your platform there. Christy says, "Oh, hold on, that thing went crazy. Let's go. Come on, catch up. There we go." Christy says, hey,
Oh yeah.
someone
That's
dropped that video into the chat. I travel for work and need the tips. If someone can go over to his website and locate that and drop it in for me, I would really appreciate it for Christy. Nathan,
yeah.
welcome in. Thank you for coming.
That is years old. So if your mods can't find it, I'll grab it on one of your community segments. So I'll
If you
throw it in.
could and do that, and if worse comes to worse, Christy's Corner can be found on Instagram She is, talk about packing things. That girl packs like 8 bags of makeup when she goes. Um, get it to Christy because she's an amazing person in our community and does that. So again, I love your content here. I've looked at some of your videos that I thought were spectacular. The Mickey's Mix Magic one with multiple angles was phenomenal.
I
Uh,
had so much fun with that. I should have
yeah,
said that one. That was so great.
that was really cool. I really was surprised it didn't. Sometimes you see videos, you're like, this is so good. More people should see this. And you're like, why don't they? And then you turn on something that's absolutely horrible. You're like, why are people watching this? I'm trying to figure out. But that was one that I really liked. There was another one as I was prepping for this video. Where is it that I looked? Oh, your Rise of the Resistance boarding simulator from a year ago. That
Yeah.
was an excellent video for those who are Star Wars fans. I thought you did a really good one there too as well. That had to be a lot of fun to do.
It was, and it's so, that's part of the reason why we want to show people. I watched a video. I won't say where, because I'm going to critique it a little bit. But I watched a video today, and they were telling people, when Tron opens, it is possible that they will open up a virtual queue for it at the start. We don't know, but they're saying like, have your phone out and ready because you've got just a few seconds, and off it goes. And like that was their whole blurb about it. And like, no, Pete, I have timed this. I don't know if you've done the virtual queue, but you don't have a few seconds. You have a quarter of a second and it hits exactly on zero. And so, this is your first time doing it. It's
Right.
it's really terrifying. So we did the video, but Pete, we did more than the video. I'm a web developer by trade. That's what I do for a living. So we didn't just make the video for you. We actually created a virtual queue simulator on ridetheteacups.com and tested it out with all the videos that I could possibly get, and then we threw it at a couple of other live stream channels out to test its accuracy because I wanted it to be pixel perfect every single step of the way. And you can actually practice getting that virtual queue, at home on your phone instead of having to be go time being your first time.
I thought
So
that was
that was
really
that was
cool.
a really fun one to put together.
It's definitely really cool, and people should also. Christy said she also followed you, and she got it. Good deal, Christy. People should go over to ridetheteacups.com and check out that simulator. That's kind of where I was going, and you took me right there. I didn't even have to do it myself. So thank you,
Oh,
Steve.
sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's fantastic. The video is great, but I was looking at your simulator on the website and everything, and you put a ton of time and energy into that details, and that's really good. What I'd like to do is take a real quick break, hit a couple community segments. When I come back, I want to hit you with some fast-paced, quick action questions. Want to talk about maybe some time with Walt Disney if you have it, and then throw it to you with some final thoughts to make sure that we've covered everything about you tonight so that anybody finding you can jump over and ride the teacups with you by hitting that follow. So hang tight. You can grab a little bit more beverage, maybe go and look in the back room, see if there's another Millennium Falcon that you could send out to Maryland to somebody who doesn't have one. I don't know. Nobody specific in mind, by the way. Magical Memories, people in the parks, everybody, is brought to you by the Disney Baker. The Disney Baker, everybody. I couldn't think of somebody better than a cast member who loves bringing magic to bring magical memories each week. These are the pictures for this week. It's a lot of Christmas pictures. There's Greg from Chip and Co. hanging out with Jack and Sally. That was a really good one. Great thing, Dan. Disney Dan got engaged. His beautiful fiance was there with him. An incredible group of people got together to celebrate Dan. You had R. John's Magical News Live. You had Theme Park Baza down there, Carlos Disney World Freak, the Do Philly Crew, Donna Jaworski, Samantha Lowe, Diz Our Dream, Do Philly Crew, I think I said, and Mouse Talk, and all of them down there hanging out. That's a great group picture. There's got a couple pictures throughout the week with that one going on. Our castle life was down at the castle. Great picture. What a beautiful couple. These are amazing people. I hope they make it back out here for this year's get together. I loved hanging out with Larry and Andra, and that's a great picture of them. Mama Mouse ended up on the hood of a car. She was dressed like a reindeer, and Kelly ran her over. So I'm just documenting this for legal purposes and just wanted to share that picture with you. Another great group picture from Donna's event that she had. over at her house. She welcomed a lot of friends into her house. Hey, what's up, Delos Diz? Great to see you. She welcomed a lot of people into her house, and that is just a ton of people. I mean, I hope I don't miss anybody. Mouse Talk, R. Johns, Do Philly Crew, Diz Our Dream, Live in the Magic, Magical News Live, Samantha Lowe, Donna Jaworski, of course. Jersey Mike and Rhonda are there, and you got in the background there, you got Steve from the world, and you got the greatest trumpet player and his wife hanging out there as well. And what a great group, great picture from the holiday season at Donna's house. Blessings to Donna for doing that. Piano Rob and his beautiful wife, they were out at the Festival of the Holidays in California. So I'm sure Rob and Allie had a good time out there. Diz Our Dream got to hang out with Kenneth H. and his family. Great picture here. Diz Our Dream. They were taking some time. Great to see Kenneth H. on the shot and great part of our community. Space Mountain Dave was down at the parks having a good time working down there. Great to see Dave and smiling and having some fun. The beautiful Samantha Lowe was over at Universal doing a little bit of fun over there for the holiday season. Joey D. and Sam and their family down there at the parks. Love seeing this picture. Love seeing family pictures at Christmas time. Yeah, you got to love Neil. You got to love Neil. He's a great trumpet player. Absolutely. And of course, obviously his beautiful wife. You don't want to forget the Rosen family there. Jenna, she's got a giant cookie there that I wish I had one. But she looks like she's celebrating the season well. That crazy Disney lady's getting a little crazy with the new merch coming out. Tanya's always having some fun. Got a smile going on. Last two for this. Yachty was out on a cruise. Yachty out on a cruise showing some Mickey magic from her collection there. And Disney Dan with his fiance. Absolutely fantastic. They are great pictures this week. Absolutely love that. Love that. All right. Let's jump down here. Magical Mail, everybody. Magical Mail is brought to you by our incredible friends and partners here. This is just a snapshot that I took recently from the website. If you are not, look at that giant brownie. Who would not want that at your house? If you're not taking advantage of our friends down there at the Main Street Treat Company, you can reach out to them for Christmas gifts. Maybe last minute you got to make up something real quick and they could try to get it out to you. You got Valentine's Day coming up right before. You got Boss's Day, Secretary's Day. Maybe you got a neighbor that takes care of your dogs on a Disney trip. What a way to take care of them than helping them out with some incredible product brought to you right from the parks. It's Main Street Treat Company, and they are money.
Main Street Treat brings Disney to you. Hey, we're Rob and Mel from Disney Connections and the new owners of Main Street Treat Company. So come visit us over at mainstreettreat.com to order your treats today.
So I'm not going to pull up a bunch of screen, but what I did want to throw to everybody real quick is I've got a ton of stuff that just came in. The baker sent us a big box. Casey sent us a bunch of stuff. It's kind of tough to get it all going right now. So Friday, I'll share everything on the Friday night stream when we're doing our Christmas party, and we've got 3 hours. So come back, make sure you see that. But thank you to Main Street Tree Company for bringing that segment. Speaking of Casey, who I just brought up, Casey's Corner of the World brings you this segment each week. Likes to recognize those that are doing some great things out there. So let's take a look here. 200,000 channel views to Carla and Kiko's Adventure. Congratulations, Carla and Kiko. 300,000 to Adventures by D. 300,000 to Adventures by D. That's awesome. 2,500 subscribers, Christy's Corner. Christy was in the chat. I don't know if she's still here or not, but she just hit 2,500. Way to go, Christy. Awesome. Nice job, girl. Myers and the Mouse went over 8K. Myers and the Mouse went over 8K. Congratulations to Kelly and Mama. Ava went over 20,000. And Marky Do, I just saw Marky Do. I was on his channel today. He also went over 20K. So congratulations to Marky as well. It's a last minute thing I just saw right before the broadcast. And 50,000 to Inside Disney. Inside Disney. So that's absolutely awesome. Let's talk about the race, everybody. You got to be dynamic to be in the race. This is the race where we recognize creators that are on their way to 100K. Again, for all the people that I'm recognizing on my channel, if I'm talking about another channel, I am not asking you to just go subscribe. I am asking you to go take a look at their content, see if it meets up with your viewing palette, and if it does, then hit that number, follow the videos, watch the content, share them out, give them a little bit of love, because you'll be happy when they are doing more videos. Our race here that we do every day is brought to you by our amazing friends
Hello, everyone. It's Chris with Disney Dynamics. We bring you tons of Disney content with a little bit of humor. My mom thinks I'm funny, anyways. 4K unboxings of Disney merch and promo codes to save you money. We bring you live to Disney parks, and then after the sun goes down, we head to Disney After Dark, where we mix Disney-inspired drinks and have slightly inappropriate conversations with our Disney friends. If that sounds good to you, you're just the right amount of weird to fit right in. That's Disney Dynamics, spelt with a K for some reason.
Check out Disney Dynamics and also their new chopper segment that we talked about at the beginning of the show. Top 5 remain kind of the same this week. I'm going to kind of buzz through this because it's similar but different because there's a couple new changes here. But top 5 are pretty much the same. 3 of the 5 are coming from out of California. So seeing numbers, hopefully after the first year, some of these people will bump out. 79 down to 45. A lot of great people in here. California, the UK, Florida, all represented. Names you know and love, maybe some names you haven't. If you want to catch up with this, just hit pause on the video or come back and watch the replay. Hit pause, go check out a channel. That's the best way to do it. 40,000 down to 26. Highlights there to Rope Drop, who passed some people, jumping up to 36.8. Again, same deal in here. California and Florida represented all the way across the board. Some amazing people like Tanya, who's a great friend of the channel, Sam's Disney Dyer, who I've got to know, and Genevieve, to name a few, just in that group. Again, awesome people. Check out the race there. 26-2 down to Ava there at 22. Fireworks this week for Disney Parks Addict, who jumped over people to get to 25, and Ava, who jumped onto this screen and passed some people. When you see fireworks, it means that they've passed people in the race. A lot of friends in this segment. You got Alaska represented in Leg Life, Florida represented LBV and Nick, California represented in Hey Bricky, and here with the ears down there doing some great charitable work in the parks. Absolutely love. Great channels there for you to review and consider. Let's look at 18.8 down to 14.2. Fireworks this week for Ear to Ear Magic, passing some people, and Attractions Live out of California, jumping up from the other screen and passing people. This is a solid group in that 14 range with Drew, Modern Mouse, Diz Life, and of course the amazing Lou Mangello leading that segment of the stream. Document Disney passed some people this week, moving up to 14.2, all the way down to Chasing Dreams with Mike. Highlights to One Little Spark, also jumping over some people in the race. Featuring Mouse Talk and Paul's Theme Park Adventure. Mouse Talk, our partner, Paul's Theme Park, both right under 14K. I think by the next time we update this, they'll both be over the number. Highlights here, we got a lot of fireworks on this channel. To Becky plus Eli out of Cali and Lisa Land out of Cali. They both jumped over people in the race this week to get all the way up there. Diz Our Dream, our partner channel, Chip & Co., our featured broadcasting partner channel on Friday nights for news and content. They're doing their thing. Won't be long till Chip & Co.'s at 10K, and love seeing our partner Diz Our Dream. Back half of the race is solid people as well. Look at the fireworks on the board. Highlights this week to the Magic of the Music, passing over some people. Myers and the Mouse moving to 8,000, passing people. Mouse Vibes out of Cali, passing people. We got people that are growing and working and building their channel, and I love to acknowledge it. If they're on the board, they're amazing. If they've got fireworks, they're pumped up this week. 7-9 down to Crystal, the Crystal Palace. Jumped up from the other screen. Fireworks this week to get up here. We all know Steve and love him in the world, and Adventures by Carney doing a great job. Dad got Parks. Just some good people in here. The amazing Molly Fitzbrown as well. And finally, the last leg of the race features some new fireworks here. 2 things. 1, Magically Consumed and Ron on the Go passed some people this week, so fireworks to them. Sable Family Vlogs is a new entry starting tonight. New entry starting tonight for Sable Family. I know they were in here earlier. I don't know if Rob's still here now, but they are now featured, and we're going to be following their growth and content as they work up the screen. We did take the time, and I want to acknowledge, because I want to make sure you always try to do things with tact and professionalism. We removed and pulled out Trippin' with the Turners from the race out of respect for Clay and what he's doing. Clay has taken a step away from doing as much content right now, and thus from that, his numbers are just dropping. I don't believe in publicly making anybody look bad, so we wish Clay the best. at a time when they get back into the parks and start broadcasting again, then we'll obviously reconsider trying to find a spot for them in here. Clay and the Tripping with the Turners are just tactful and awesome people, and whatever they're working through, we wish them the best, and hopefully can't wait to see them streaming again in the near future. Just a reminder before I go back to my guest, every Friday night at 10 o'clock, it's our Disney news and merch segment. We ask you to come in. This Friday is going to be a Christmas party. It's going to be a celebration. I don't know how many creators are going to come in, but I think the number will be well over 20, 25 if everybody that said to me, hey, I want to show up, comes in, because we sent out some invites and I had people reach out to me saying, could I please do it as well. Coming up on January 8th, that'll be our next Off the Wall segment. That will be with the Crystal Palace. January the 8th will be our next segment there. Family Feud will return next Tuesday night. Next Wednesday night, the Florida Men on the 28th. The Florida Men will be here. That will be a lot of fun to sit down with them and talk more about content and everything that they have going on. Before I get back to my guests, I just want to go back up to the top here again and say thank you to JSA Creations for donating and giving away so many ears on our Friday night shows. Custom made 3D ears by JSA, and they donate them all the time. JSA Creations, absolutely phenomenal, everybody. Here is the person we're talking with tonight. This is his work here on YouTube. It's an amazing header up there. I really like it. Just jumps off the screen at you. It's Steve with Ride the Teacups. There's the video I was talking about right there at the top, the Rise the Resistance. That is amazing to check out. But it's absolutely even better when you go over to the website and you jump over there and check out the interactiveness of what's going on with the whole experience of the queue. If you're not live currently, I see YouTube is playing some tricks. Make sure you are live and on the red. Hey, Rob Fuzz, welcome into the party. I saw you were just doing some more good stuff. Rob does a lot of great content as well. Steve, let's have some fun here for a minute on the channel. First, let me ask you this. You've been to both Disneyland and to Florida. Which one did you get a different feel for both? Was one more special than the other? What was your synopsis?
Yeah, so I have not been to Disney World since 1995. That was my last visit before last year or the year before. And we went for a while. We took a 2-week trip
Okay.
because Disney was so desperate to get people back in the parks. We couldn't turn down the price or the crowd level we know we'd have. So
Right.
so we went and did that. And we do Disneyland. We just came back from a Disneyland trip earlier this year, and man, with all respect to my Florida peeps, I've probably got more of you in my community than Disneyland. Man, Disneyland it hits different, Pete. It hits different. And when I was when we took 2 weeks in Florida, we went with my wife and mother-in-law, and they are awesome and amazing people, and I am blessed to have both of them in my life. And they were done, right?
Yeah.
Like when we hit, they were ready to go. And by the time we actually left 2 weeks later, I waved goodbye and really had a great time. But
Love that.
Pete, Disneyland, I have never felt like I've had enough in Disneyland ever. And even after going, years and years and years of going, including this last trip, it's the same thing. I'll have a video coming out because I know I shot it at the time, but I've never felt like I'm ready to go. I've had enough. I've never
Okay.
felt that at
I love
Disneyland. It
that.
just it hits different, and the churros are better.
Oh, the
So
churros. I heard that from
that's a
many
big deal.
people. All right, let's finish as we get ready to tie things up. Let's hit it up with some speed answers, quick answers, feedback fast, just what comes off the top of your mat. Of all the parks you've been to, your favorite park is
Disneyland.
Disneyland, flat out. If you could rope drop a ride right now, I can go and do the Wong from Doctor Strange and open up a portal and send you to walk right onto a ride. What is it?
Rise the Resistance at Hollywood Studios.
Okay, interesting. If you're out in California, does DCA stand a chance against Disneyland or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Interesting.
Shockingly, yes.
Okay. Favorite Epcot pavilion for you?
Mexico.
Really? Okay. Interesting. I like that. Do you make a left to go to Mexico or a right to go into France? What do
Yes.
you do both?
No, there's the Mexico way and there's the wrong way. That's you got
Oh,
to make
come
that
on.
left.
I'm going to start playing sound bites here. Where's my boot thing? Right here.
Now that
Play.
now Ratit. You can
I'll
move.
give you a chance.
There we go.
I'll give you a chance to
Rat
defend yourself.
Ratatouille Ratatouille wasn't open when we went, so that
Oh,
may change things. But I think
that's
even with
scapegoat. It's not.
Ratatouille,
Nope.
I'd still rather
I'm
have the pyramid.
nope. I'm going with this.
I'd still do it. I'd
Nope.
still do left.
Nope. That's what you're getting it again.
Nerds!
Don't try to defend yourself.
I
No.
love it.
You know what? Either way is great. It's everybody has their own means, and that's a great thing to do. I mean, me personally, I like to mix it up from time to time. If I'm in the mood for that Grand Marnier slush, I'll head toward France first. If I'm in the mood for nachos or whatever, I think it's usually on my palate of which way it sends me. The fact that you're going into the thing is the best thing. If I could take you right
It's not
now,
even Mexico.
go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's not even Mexico. If I go left, then I get to Germany faster, and I get that sweet sweet caramel, which is the best thing in the park.
That is a
So
pretty
like I'm still
interesting
going
thing.
left.
Can't argue that.
I'm
I
there.
can't argue that. If I could take you to any park right now, if I could do the portal thing, and you could go, and you had your choice, even ones you haven't been to, where would you go?
Shanghai.
Shanghai. That's a big one for everybody. I think we'd all like to get to that one over there. What is your favorite Disney ambiance hotel?
Oh, the Caribbean Beach Resort
Really?
of all
Okay.
of them.
Okay. I like it. What's your favorite
It's the pool.
Disney restaurant on property? Disney restaurant on property.
Blue Bayou.
Blue Bayou. I haven't been to there. Where's that?
Blue Bayou, followed closely by the Lamplight Lounge. Both of them in one of them Disneyland, the other one in DCA. But yeah,
DCA.
Blue
Okay.
Bayou is that's
right.
the right inside of Pirates. It's so
Okay.
good.
I've got to try. Well, it'll be on my list when I get out there. Your
Gotta
favorite
get my Monte Cristo.
favorite snack of all snacks in a park? I'll tell
Churro.
you, churro. Really, mine is still the Mickey ice cream.
Absolutely.
Mine is still Mickey ice cream.
It's on the list. That's on the list. But man, a Disneyland churro, you cannot beat it.
Interesting. All-time favorite nighttime show in the parks out of all the nighttime shows you've seen?
The original Fantasmic at Disneyland, version 1.0.
Version 1.0. That's an old school one. I've
Oh,
only
that
seen,
music is still going through my head.
I've only seen that.
Oh yeah.
That's good stuff. Welcome to Disney Dynamics. We've been talking about them a good portion tonight. Good to see you, Dynamics. Stop dropping by. If you had time to spend a few minutes with Walt or Roy, what would you want to do? What would be your ideal thing that you want to do?
Oh my gosh, I would love to just sit down, shut up, and listen. That Walt was, I mean, he had so much, and you have to understand that through all of the amazing things that he did do,
Mhm.
it's the stuff that he didn't, right? Like I mean, because if that guy had a million ideas in his head and like 100 of them came to be, just imagine what else is in that guy's brain. I just want to shut up and listen. Get a cup of endless coffee and spend a day and just listen to that man's brain.
I love it. I love
Oh,
it. Well, let me
so
throw
good.
it over to you for a final thought of the night from your side of, well, Arizona, because you're way over, well, that way to me.
You're over that way. Yeah, so Ride the Teacup. We still have that mission of of helping families get to Disney, and that's going to be reflected in just about every single video and thing that we do. We have a huge website update that is coming. I'm hoping in January.
hmm
I was actually hoping to show it off to you here tonight and push the big button, but it's just not ready yet. But on the website right now, you'll see all of our tips and tricks up there, a lot of things sorted by category. But on the new one, you're going to actually be able to plan every aspect of your trip, including, I mean, down to you tell me who's going in your family, and we will set up your packing list for you and keep track of what you've put in your bag to date, along with everything that it is that you need to know, personalized
Okay.
for you, and introduce you to a whole bunch of other creators. So stick around. We would love you to subscribe and enjoy the videos, of course. But if
Absolutely.
you're planning a trip, man, ridetheteacups.com is going to be the free place to be.
Love it. I love it, Steve. That's awesome. Paul
I
and
hope.
Jesse have been dropping links throughout the night. They're also in the body and description of the video. I would love for people to go over and check them out. If you do and you end up giving them a subscribe, tell you, hey, I found you because you were over on Pete's thing. Let him know how you got to him. He'd love to hear from you, and you'll love his stuff. So, Steve, I thank you for coming on. I think you've been a great friend of the show, coming in even before you've been on our show, coming into our Friday nights and hanging out and making those shows better. I always enjoy when you stop by and say hello. I found you to be a person of principle and character when doing all the stuff that you're doing. I love your video content. I encourage you to please keep creating. When you do get that new website finally fully running, I want to get together with you for a little bit larger segment with Chris and I on a Friday night to maybe show that out to more people. We can do that, and just reach out to me when that time comes. I truly appreciate it if we could.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Can I shout out my nieces and nephews real quick?
Sure, I'll allow it.
So I appreciate it. They watch all the time and they don't get the credit. So Reagan and Taylor and Tyler and Brady and Katie and Nathan and Daniel. Hey, look, you're on TV. Yay! Thank you, guys.
There you go. Jeff loves
That
it
was
too.
me. That was my voice. It's amazing.
There you go. Real quick for everybody, Friday night, again, big show at the Christmas party. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be talking more about our huge event that'll be coming this summer with the meetup out here. We're expecting well over 50 plus people. Last time we did it, we had 40 some in, and I'm expecting probably 60 or more this time, with more people reaching out saying they're coming across the country as far as to do it. If you're interested in that, please make sure you tuned in Friday. We're also looking for some people that would like to be sponsors for door prizes. If you have a business out there or a site and you'd love to sponsor a door prize, whoa, Ruby Princess G, thank you. Thanks, Pete, for what you do. Merry Christmas to you and yours. Everybody give love to Ruby Princess G in the chat, please. Hawk it up, members, for her. I give her some big fist bumps. As you could, thank you, Ruby. That's extremely nice. If you're interested in being a sponsor for the what we're going to do for door prizes at the event, we'll highlight and promote your YouTube channel or your business. Reach out to me privately. We'll discuss how we'll do that. Everybody will get full credit. We're trying to make it a big community event. I think it'd be great. We're looking for if you have merch, your own merch, if you have something you'd like to donate or something like that, reach out to me. Let's talk about it. Let's make this community thing as big and as special as we can do it. Thanks again to Steve. Make sure you're doing all the things you need to do. Hey, Jennifer Caruso, make sure you're doing all the things you need to do. Hit those likes, hit those shares, subscribe to the channels if you really like them and want to keep following them. The things that are free to support people are huge. You can go out in the community and you can choose to make this community better by the things that you do. And by all means, give people as much watch time as you can. That helps. If you have a favorite creator, I learned this a long time ago. If you have a favorite creator and they're working to get to that plateau of 4,000 views and you hear about it, let their playlist run. Just let it run. Turn it on while you're at work one day behind you. I do it all the time for people that are under 4,000 and they say, hey, I'm 1,000 hours away from watch time. I just let it run. And if we all do more of that and just help our friends out, you'll be surprised at what we can do. To all of you, if I don't see you Friday night, good night. Merry Christmas. Thank you for being here. Merry Christmas from Steve. I should have had something Merry Christmas to go out. But unfortunately, I wasn't on it the way I should be. So I'll just leave you with
You could
Jeff.
sing for us.
You know what? I'm not going to sing. I will I'll just let I'll let Kelly sing. Why not? Kelly can sing. He's good, right? Myers and the Mouse. Put him in your house. Here's